Sarah, there's a difference between Joe Biden, who has depth, and Sarah Palin, who has none.
Okay, Joe Biden survived plagiarism scandal. You know, I mean, that's why I say he's been around a long time. Or his family life. We don't know anything about his family life. I felt that, you know, regardless of what you think about Sarah Palin, I felt like she was getting a lot more scrutiny in terms of what she's wearing, what she's done, her kids. Is that going to work out? And the questions that were being posed, yeah, I felt like we were in the 1950s, like, well, she's got kids, so I don't think she should run for the office of vice president. Or she has a disabled child, therefore she should not run for public office. And I think she picked up some sympathy there. Or people said, she's too old, she shouldn't be reproducing, and this shows she shouldn't run for public office. And I feel like with Biden, he's kind of the invisible man. I mean, maybe he's the perfect vice president. You don't think about him until he, you know, suddenly says or does something. I think that when women are out there, it's like everything about us, you know, our clothing, our children, our lack of children, our decision to have children or not have children. You know, I feel like we're still under a lot more scrutiny.
Well, I don't know if we're going to be talking about tabloid journalism now, but Sarah Palin was on 5 covers of Us Weekly and People, and there was 4-page spreads on her family drama throughout the election. You never saw Joe Biden anywhere, and that's, I feel like a lot of America, that's what they're reading. They're seeing Sarah Palin on the cover, they're deconstructing her entire outfit and telling you how much it all costs, and I feel like that kind of says, don't take me seriously, or this woman should not be in office.
Well, because can we talk about other women? I mean, you're right in that when Colin Powell was the Secretary of State, they didn't talk about his the kind of shirt, the color shirt he was wearing, or the kind of hat he had on, or the kind of shoes he wore.
Did he accessorize well?
Right, but when Condoleezza Rice was Secretary of State, they talked about that in the opening paragraph. So I totally agree with that.
Right.
We can't talk about Sarah Palin
or the First Lady.
And those.
You know, our First Lady, everything that she has ever worn, you know, it's trend watching. What is she wearing? Well, she's wearing J. Crew. You know, that's major news.
It's not about how many degrees she has or what she's doing on a daily basis.
To everyone, though. I mean, if you look at news stories, everybody in some way is attracted to. I don't know. I feel like it's something that everybody can relate to, clothing, and maybe from.
Yeah, but we don't talk about men that way. How did the press's treatment of Hillary affect her candidacy?
Well,
in terms of her aesthetic, in terms
of the one when she teared up. Do you remember that? When she teared up, and that was all over all of media. She can't lead because she's too emotional, and this is what we're going to see in the next 4 years.
And I heard the opposite. I heard, oh, finally, she's not a robot; she's a human being.
Yeah.
And people started rallying to her.
I can see that.
But she it's almost like she felt she had to be a robot, so that people wouldn't say she was too much of a woman.
Right, but I feel like the men say, look at her crying. This is what it's going to be, you know, waterworks in the White House. There's no way this can happen. I feel like that's what a lot of men thought.
That's possible. Who cried recently? Oh, Boehner cried when the Republicans won the House. Boehner was like, I came from my childhood and this is what I've been doing all my life, and he teared up, and everybody thought he was great.
Well,
it's the sensitive side when it's a man.
Yes. The
metrosexual.
Right,
yeah, if you're a woman, you're just playing into the stereotype, you're representative of the other things. And if a man, you're suddenly breaking through and something